Okay, I'm in downtown Morrilton, Arkansas, and at the Train Depot Museum. This is what it looks like, and this is the old log carving that shows the Trail of Tears route, and there's the key, the routes by water, by land. Just get this one more time. So you see Memphis has a date. It's very neat. And right here is the historic marker, one of the historic markers here in town. Thousand steamed by 1831, 1859. Two Cherokee groups were stranded here. And there is showing where Lewisburg is. A trading post and steamboat landing was founded near here in 1825 by Major Lewis, his son Stephen D. Lewis, and Nimrod and Menifee. The location gave them land and river access. The town grew up around the trading post and thrived until the railroad bypassed the town in 1875. The Indian Removal Act was signed into law by President Andrew Jackson on May 28, 1830. The act laid the groundwork for the removal of the Choctaws, Muskogee, Seminoles, Chickasaws, and Cherokees under government supervision. These tribal peoples were forced to travel across Arkansas from their eastern homes to Indian Territory, present-day Oklahoma. As early as the spring of 1831, the U.S. government was preparing for removal of these tribes, and steamboats were frequently seen in this area. Some carried supplies, others transported Indians from the various tribes to Indian Territory. Government officials traded with the Lewisburg trading post as they progressed overland or by steamboats past Lewisburg, with the heaviest travel occurring during 1831 to 1839. And so here you see John Ellison hired his ferry flat to the Cherokees at Lewisburg in 1838. And on the Bell route, you had, that's how they noticed a lot of the stops was through the vouchers, the food vouchers that they would stop and buy supplies, or ferry rides across rivers and creeks. But the stranded Cherokees, two groups of Cherokees who started out on steamboats, were stranded in the vicinity of Lewisburg in 1838. On July 13, 1838, Lieutenant Robert Whitley, traveling with about 724 Cherokees, became stuck on Bentley's Bar, 4 miles below Lewisburg. They camped near Lewisburg until July 19, 1838, when enough wagons were obtained to carry them overland to Indian Territory. And on August 13, 1838, Captain Gustavus S. Drain, traveling with 660 Cherokee, ran aground 1 mile below Lewisburg. 400 Cherokees were unloaded on the south bank of the river to lighten the load on the steamboat, but that did not help. Drain hired John Ellison to ferry the 400 Cherokee to the north side of the river, where the other 260 Cherokees were unloaded. The Cherokees camped near here until August 18th, when wagons were obtained for overland travel to Indian Territory. And so prior to this, so you had this, them stranded here and them taking the old military road back into Indian Territory. Further down up the road at the Cadron Settlement Park is you had Lieutenant Harris and his group of Cherokees. Because of sickness, they took the old military road. The last overland Indian removal group was the Bell Party that traveled the old military road into Indian Territory, and that was in December 1838, January 1839, which they would pass through this way. So the Harris, Whitley, and Bell route would all take at different years. And the Bell Party, being the last party, would take the old military road through this area. And so here is the old train depot, and here at the Trail of Tears on the old military road. Also, the Butterfield Land Stage mail route came through this area. And so a lot of history came through this area, and it's good to find the markers and the remembrance of it today.